What's up? Welcome to the channel. Today, I'm going to talk about the reason why putting Robert Pattinson in James Gunn's new DCU as Batman wouldn't work. I wasn't going to do a video on this, but I've heard this rumor a bunch, and I'm like, it's not going to work. So I'm like, I'm going to give my own sense on why it's not going to work. Bruh, if you have seen, I know Superman literally just came out. I just saw Superman. I have a 21-minute review gushing about how great this movie is. But if you haven't seen that review, go see Superman. It brings DC back to its glory, bro. And it gets me very, 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 very excited for the future of DC films, right? And if you guys have been with me for a while, or if you're new, you guys should know I love the Robert Pattinson Batman movie, right? But it tonally, the Robert Pattinson Batman universe. But these two universes, y'all, tonally do not fit together. Bruh, you're not gonna tell me that Robert Pattinson's Batman has taken down Dr. Phosphorus. You're not gonna tell me that Robert Pattinson's Batman has, even though this is an easier solution to fix, right? You're not gonna tell me that Robert Pattinson's Batman is on his fourth Robin, right? And realistically, dude, the Matt Reeves verse is based. I'm not gonna say it's completely based in reality, but it's it's not as realistic as say the Dark Knight is, but it's like a step below that. If you watch Superman, right? I'm not gonna put any spoilers in this video, but if you watch Superman, that movie is basically taking comic book and putting it to screen, right? Which I think is what James Gunn's gonna do with all these characters. Take comic book and put it to screen, right? And I love the Batman, right? I love the way that it shows it as a detective, and it also shows him kicking people's ass. But I'm not gonna believe that Robert Pattinson's Batman, unless they have a really, 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 really good writer, has taken down aliens and taken down metahumans, right? Bruh, the Matt Reeves universe is based in reality, right? It's based in reality. It's a step above. So the Nolan movies are based in reality. What if Batman was real, right? This movie, the Batman movies are based in reality. What if the Batman Matt Reeves universe is based in reality, but I would say it's a step more comic book than the Nolan movies, right? But it's still pretty based in reality, right? And I just watched it. I bought Batman first one on digital on my birthday, so I just rewatched the Batman, right? So it's fresh in my mind. This Superman movie is so comic book. That's why I think it's the best comic book movie that DC has ever put out, in my opinion. Right? And I love the Batman. I love the Dark Knight, but I think this movie here is the best. Superman is the best movie that they've ever put out because of how comic book it is. But bruh, there will be a Batman in this universe, in James Gunn's universe, but it's not gonna be Robert Pattinson, right? For me, the tone of this movie, I watched a guy named John Campea And we don't agree on everything, but we agree on a lot of things, right? Um, and dude, there will be a Batman in this universe, right? In James Gunn's universe. I'm excited for that day to come, right? You guys know how big of a Batman fan I am, and as you guys know how big of a DC Comics fan I am as well. But it's not gonna be Robert Pattinson, bro. Bruh, like, I think the Matt Reeves Batverse is a great companion piece to James Gunn's universe. And what I mean by that is you have two separate universes. You have a more grounded Matt Reeves Batman verse, and then you have the more fantastical and more comic book James Gunn DC universe, right? Where we get a comic book Batman, right? Because we've never gotten a comic book Batman on screen before, right? And yeah, so for me, like, one of the reasons why it won't work is because, dude, like, look at the tones, bro, right? Like, Matt Reeves Batman is rated a PG-13, right? Like a very hard PG, like very close to R rating PG-13. Like, it's still PG-13, but it's very close to R rating, right? It is tonally way different. Like, I'm talking about, like, not in tone of, like, darkness and stuff like that, because Batman is gonna be dark. Like, he's not gonna be funny and campy, right? He's gonna be dark in James Gunn's new DC universe. James Gunn said that, right? Um, but, but, um, but, but again, Robert Pattinson Batman is based in reality, right? Like, it could be a realistic scenario. If the Bat existed, what would he be like? Right? Yeah. Like, cause it's like, if you look at Matt Reeves' New York City, I mean Gotham City, it's basically New York, right? Like, it looks like New York, like, basically a bit like a super bent version of New York to make it like Gotham City, but it basically is New York. Like, it looks like New York. It has that New York energy to it, right? Superman, again, I'm not gonna spoil. I did a 21-minute review, guy. You guys can watch that. But Superman feels like you're in Metropolis from the comic books. Even Gotham, we visited Gotham in Creature Commandos. That Gotham feels like we're in Gotham from the comic books. Right? Like, so, like, that's what I mean by tonally it wouldn't work. Right? Like, not to mention, like, you're gonna, like, I think this Batman is gonna be older, right? Like, in his prime, right? Like, and I've always said that, like, 36 to late 40s, right? Like, I think Brendan Sklenar is going to play Batman in James Gunn's new DCU, right? Even though I want it to be Jensen Ackles, I really do think it's going to be Brendan Sklenar. And we're going to get the most comic book accurate Batman that we've ever gotten before. Sorry, guys, if you can hear a dog barking. And for me, I would actually like if the universes stayed separate, and I'll tell you why. Because then Matt Reeves can do whatever he wants with whatever villains he wants, right? Like, and he can do his own takes on those villains. And same thing with James Gunn. Like, James Gunn doesn't have to, like, acknowledge things that he wasn't involved in, because he wasn't involved. He's involved in making Batman 2 because he has to greenlight it and stuff like that, which was... for those of y'all that are looking for an update, he read the script and he says it's great, which means we're probably getting Batman in 2027, which gets me very excited. Batman Part 2, baby. But if you look at it, right? Superman, best movie DC's ever made. Super comic book. Batman, one of the other best movies DC's ever made, in my opinion. Super realistic, right? Like, you're not gonna tell me that those two universes can mesh, right? Unless like James Gunn really likes Robert Pattinson as Batman and he says, "Hey Robert, you want to play Batman in our universe too, but it's a completely different Batman?" Right? Yeah, bro, that's not gonna work. So yeah, like, I don't mean to be negative. Guys, if you have the opinion that Robert Pattinson is going to be merged into James Gunn's DCU, leave in the comments how you think that's going to happen. I just had to do a video on it because I've seen this around a lot, and you guys know how big of a DC fan I am, right? It's not gonna work, bro. Like I don't see a way that it can work, right? Like, and stuff like that. And truthfully, I wouldn't want it that way, right? Like, I think what DC has always done, even though I hate Joker 2. I think that's one of the worst comic book movies ever made. Or no, the worst comic book movie ever made is Joker 2, right? One thing I respect about DC is we're not afraid to do, like, standalone universes, right? So, like, they have the interconnected great universe of James Gunn now. And I can say that because he has two great projects, Creature Commandos and Superman, right? And then, over here, they have the Penguin and the Batman Part 2, and however long Matt Reeves wants to continue in this Batverse, right? Right, they have that. And they also, you get the best of two worlds, because if you like Matt Reeves' direction with Batman, right, he's also helping James Gunn produce movies for the DCU involving Batman characters, like James Gunn and Peter Safran and James Gunn and Peter Safran confirmed a Clayface movie next year in the DCU universe, right? So, and Matt Reeves is also a producer on that. So, yeah. And Clayface is one of those characters, man, that can't work in Robert Pattinson's world, right? Like the Robert Pattinson Batman world. But it absolutely, after seeing Superman one time, again, I'm gonna buy it on digital when it comes to digital, like when the movie comes to digital. And I'm probably gonna see it in theaters at least one more time. But Clayface can absolutely, positively work in James Gunn's universe, right? So, yeah, bro, like, Matt Reeves has, well, yeah, he's kind of become, like, the Batman guy, right? Like, if you look at it, like, his movie, The Penguin, The Batman Part 2, another one of his movies, Caped Crusader, Clayface, and stuff like that. And yeah, like, For me, I want the universes to stay separate as well. I think I've made that pretty clear. Because Matt Reeves can do whatever he wants in his Batverse over here. And James Gunn can do whatever he wants with his Batman and his universe over here. Right? So, yeah. Those are my opinions on why having Robert Pattinson be Batman in James Gunn's universe wouldn't work. If you guys have a different opinion than me, you guys know my rule. Like, I'm open to hearing all different types of opinions. As long as you respect my opinion, I'll respect your opinion, right? And if you guys have a different opinion, please explain it to me in the comments below. Like, if you guys do think that Robert Pattinson could be the DCU Batman for James Gunn, why do you think this? Right? I spent 15 minutes telling you why, or 10 minutes, I don't know how long this video is, telling you why I don't think it will work, and I think my points are pretty valid, but I'm willing to hear your opinions, so I'm always willing to hear you guys' opinions, so please, if you have a different opinion than me on this subject, please leave it in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoy this video, and I hope you have a great day. And God bless you guys. And go see Superman. You won't regret it. Again, it's the best movie that DC Comics has ever made, in my opinion. And yeah, thank y'all so much for watching, and goodbye.